Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Antonio Vargas. The fantasy showdown now turned into a reality. It has turned and morphed into the ultimate clash between two phenomenal fighters ready to beat the next man into submission, always with a confident mindset internally, sounding like Tony Harrison.
I'm just that better athlete. And I know in my heart, I would never lose to a sucker. He's a sucker.
That's the thought process of the beating heart inside of the fighters. The matchup between Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Antonio Vargas is set for Saturday. Y'all know that's the Sabbath. That's when the earth fell out of Saturn. On the 13th. Damn, I wish it was a Friday. 2026, but where? At the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Wasn't the Lord pushed off in the desert? Didn't he turn rocks into bread? Get that paper. The fight, which will stream live on DAZN, The Takeover. And I will be calling a live blow-by-blow, a play-by-play with commentary so raw and authentic to my being that will force you to subscribe and hit the like. Rodriguez will be moving up to the 118-pound division, say it like Deontay Wilder, to challenge Vargas for the WBA World Bantamweight title. Hold on, y'all heard of Michael Buffer. Let me say it like Brother Buffer. And he will be challenging for the WBA World Bantamweight Championship of the world. The breakdown. You know, these two fighters like, damn, the breakdown, Faco. I'm trying to go in there and beat him down. Go out there and do what the Lord intended me to do. Walk that left-hand path and listen to the preacher, which talks to the Lord, and the Lord tells the preacher to tell me come fight night. You go out there and implement a necessary evil.
What brings to mind the phrase, necessary evil? Now, I know many of you may hear the phrase necessary evil and you say to yourself, that don't even make no sense to me.
It'll make sense soon as those fists start to fly. And then you will hit a Lord in your ear. You know, the first law is perseverance. You know you're supposed to survive, right? And it's like, right. But what about the breakdown? This bout is a clash between a pound-for-pound superstar seeking his third, uno, dos, tres, just like the genie on Aladdin. He will be going up weight class and he will be facing a champion, the WBA champion, Antonio Vargas. And Vargas is a resilient champion looking for a career-defining victory. Let Antonio go out there and clean up Jesse Bam Rodriguez. All the recognition. Both of them only have one stick, and you will know they're going to have to run it back. Go out there, just obliterate them. Antonio Vargas with the upset. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then Jesse Bam Rodriguez gonna be looking at Antonio sounding like the Haitian man.
You're an abomination. An outrage against nature.
And he was like, nah, I just trained hard for this fight. That's gonna be Antonio. Bam's quest for greatness. Let's get into that. Currently ranked number 3, pound for pound by ESPN, Rodriguez, who boxing record stands at 23 victories, no defeats with 16 losses, with 16 knockouts, my apologies. He enters on a lethal run, having stopped his last 5 opponents, including elite champions like Sonny Edwards and Juan Francisco Estrada. A win here makes the 26-year young a 3-division world champion. Throw him in the Hall of Fame. Do you know what? Just thrust him. You 26, I'm going to throw you in at 30. That's going to be the people. Now for Vargas, Antonio, for his championship defense. His boxing record, 19 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 11 knockouts, was recently, ladies and gentlemen, elevated to the interim. He was at the interim, but he was elevated to the full WBA champion. I hate when they do that. I don't know why they do that. A 2016 Olympian, Vargas Hasn't lost since 2019 and is coming off a gritty draw against Diego Aiga in July 2025. He will look to use his natural size and reach advantage to stall the momentum and the movement of the challenger, known as Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Now, the key matchup dynamics. Now, this is key, and if anybody ever tell you different, then what do we tell demons, Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Get thee behind me, Satan.
That's right. Now let's get into these dynamics. The weight jump. Mario. And then he just eat the mushroom. And then he just swollen big all of a sudden. Rodriguez is jumping from 115 all the way to 118 pounds. While he has historically handled moving up without an adaptation period. Vargas is a natural bantamweight who has spent his entire career in this division. Say it like Deontay Wilder. Aggression versus countering. That's like Chamberlain off the Dark Crystal. Aggression versus countering. Rodriguez is known for a massive power punch connect percentage of 48.8%, a high level ring intelligent quotient. Vargas will need to rely on the technical skills and adjustments he honed in a deep amateur career. In his amateur career, 125 victories, only 7 defeats. He will use and take all that knowledge to navigate Rodriguez's relentless pressure. Now, the current momentum for this bout, this B-O-U Tizzle my nizzle. Rodriguez is a heavy favorite according to early community picks on Tapology, with 93% favoring Jesse Bam Rodriguez, that lonely 7%. Primarily by knockout. Oh, so Tapology is saying that Jesse Bam Rodriguez is going to clean up shop. Mama say knock him out, clean him up, and get him up out of here. In life, Eddie Murphy said send him to that upper room.
The upper room with Jesus.
And then I might have to pop up like the Lord ain't got nothing to do with this. But the fight that's supposed to take place, Glendale, Arizona, the Desert Diamond Arena, June 13th. Subscribe to the channel because I will be doing a live blow-by-blow. The challenger, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He comes to the ring with an undefeated record, a perfect one. 23 victories, 16 of those coming by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age. He comes to the ring a southpaw. That is his stance. He is 5 feet 4 inches tall. He has a 67-inch arm reach. His last bout, he won in the 10th round by stoppage. He defeated Fernando Martinez November 25th. Ladies and gentlemen, making his debut in the 118-pound division, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And his adversary, fighting across the ring, he comes to the ring, the defending, the reigning WBA champion of the world, with a professional record consisting of 19 victories, just 1 defeat with 1 draw, with 11 wins coming by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age. He comes to the ring with an orthodox stance, standing 5 feet 5.5 inches, with a 66-inch arm reach. His last bout, a draw to Diego Aiga, July of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this championship bout will be taking place here live in Glendale, Arizona at the Desert Diamond Arena. Make some noise if you are ready. From the 4 corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring right here tonight. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Antonio Vargas. The fight starts now.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Had you been practicing on your art, you know your way in the dark.